Hello everybody and welcome back to Dr. Ghost Games. If y'all are new to the channel, welcome. I am Dr. Ghost and today we are gonna be in the Tier 6 Premium German Battle Cruiser, the Scharnhorst. Now I've played this before. I played this ship before in the past, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago when I got it. And let me tell you, I hated it. I could not stand playing this thing. The guns were so underwhelming and it was just not my thing. You know, out of battleships, out of my battleships anyway, I expect consistency. I expect guns that hit hard. This thing doesn't really do any of those. It's not very consistent, and the guns don't hit very hard. However, I figured out how to play it. And really, it comes down to positioning and setting up the perfect scenario. And really, everything's got to be perfect for this thing to work. So, I don't know, I'm still figuring it out, but the way I see it is basically, if you can find a perfect area to just, flank around and push somebody in, that's basically how you do it. Scharnhorst is not one of those ships where you just charge straight in. Scharnhorst is more of a battleship, or battle cruiser rather, where you need to sit back and kind of just wait a minute, just wait a minute. Let things unravel, and then move in when you see an opportunity to do so. Now, the commander I have on my Scharnhorst is, I believe I have John Luke Pickup. I've got, yeah, he basically increases the, I think the fighters, or the spotters and stuff like that. He does help out with that stuff, but, yeah. So, I think for the inspirations, I am running Paulo Di Revel for the extra reload, and I think I'm running Andrew Cunningham for the extra dispersion. So I'm kind of a gun build. Do not spec into the secondaries, because the secondaries, although they're okay, they're not good though. There are plenty of other better secondary ships at Tier 6. So honestly, I would just spec into the guns. The guns is what you want to spec into. Although they're not very good guns, they're still guns. And they still can do things. Now, a lot of the time, what I'm going to be using is high explosive out of my Scharnhorst, especially if they're angled targets. Most of the time, people are going to be bow into you or slightly angled, and your AP is just not going to do a whole lot. So the best thing you can do is swap over to that HE and burn them down a little bit. Set some fires, get some penetrations with that lovely German HE. And when they do decide to go broadside, you can go ahead and get some penetration damage or even some citadels, especially on cruisers. This AP is very good at killing cruisers. I can definitely say that for sure. The unfortunate thing though about the Scharnhorst is it just does not have that smacking power. You know what I mean? It doesn't have it. It can, but it just does not have it. Like, for example, a lot of the 14-inch gun battleships, or even some of the 14-inch gun battleships down at Tier 4. This thing does not have punching power like a lot of those battleships do, or really any other battleship for that matter. But no, what this thing is about, though, is basically getting right up there and doing things. Notice that I am flanking around. I'm trying to set up a perfect scenario where I can just charge in here and absolutely wreck these guys. That's what we're going to do. And that's really how the Scharnhorst, I think, is meant to be played. If you can't push in, just stay back, spam some HE, slap those broadside targets with the AP, and that's about it. You're really a battle cruiser. Take that name to heart. Although you got very good armor. Don't get it twisted. Scharnhorst is one of the most tankiest, if not tanky, battleships at Tier 6. This thing has a lot of armor. It's tanky as hell. The only downside to it is it's got 25 millimeters of armor, just like most Tier 6 battleships, so therefore 15-inch guns can overmatch you or higher. So you got to worry about that. But if you can position well, if you can set up a perfect scenario, and flank like I'm doing now, and you can have a really good time with the Scharnhorst, man. It's all about surprise, I think, really, with this thing. Because the second you start getting focused, yeah, you've got a lot of armor, but it only lasts so long. Now, the one main special thing about the Scharnhorst is the fact that it's got those lovely torpedoes. It's got 3 torpedoes per side, which is very helpful for dealing with targets that are within 5 kilometers of you when you're trying to brawl them. And we're going to use some of those torpedoes in this game, don't you worry. Now notice the positioning of the enemy team here. A majority of their battleships are on the right side of the map, so we're not really, or the east side of the map rather, so we're not really worried about them. However, we're going to roll around here and surprise the crap out of this Fiji. The Fiji is not even expecting us. He's a no-camo Fiji. He doesn't even know we're here until we're here. And yeah, 2 citadels with the armor piercing. He's not having a good time. He zooms off forwards. He's getting the fuck out of here. Then again, do I blame him? No, I don't. Not really. So he's going to run, and we're just going to keep on pursuing here. Now, I have a choice. By the way, I did turn to dodge those torpedoes. We already knew what he was doing. He was 100% sending torpedoes, so I turned to dodge him. But anyway, as I was saying, I have a choice here. Do I chase the Fiji around the island, or do I turn to the right and go after the carrier? I think I'm going to turn to the right and go after the carrier. It seems like a better option to me, at least. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do here is get some shots off on this Tennessee with the front guns, and hopefully do some things to him. Now, I don't turn right yet. I'm still like debating here, I think, on stream. I think I was streaming this. I was like, am I going to turn left here and keep chasing the Fiji, or am I going to turn to the right? And I think I will ultimately choose here in a second. Once again, we're going to get another shot off on this Tennessee. And we do got pretty good accuracy and stuff, so we're actually getting some pretty good and decent results with the AP there on the Tennessee. He's not having a good time. He's getting smacked around. He's got to, angle. If he can angle, then he can actually mitigate a lot of that AP damage, but he's just not. And notice the armor there working pretty well. He missed a lot of his shells, but somehow he gets a over-penetration. I don't know where, but hey, there you go. Gotta love it. But now I decide to actually turn out here. Like I said, it's all about positioning, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about positioning. Knowing when to frickin', turn a certain way, when to go a certain way. I mean, that's what we did, We're trying to set up crossfires here. We're trying to use these islands, to our advantage. And we're making decisions here. We could have turned left and chased the cruiser, or we could have turned to the right and exploited the crap out of what's about to happen here. Because look there's a carrier that's got no defense. None. Nobody is helping him. There's nobody here to stop me from pushing this carrier and getting some AP downrange on him. Nobody. Like, this is just free game at this point. So, there we go. We get a Citadel. He's not having a good time right now. He's probably pinging his team. I need support. Like, yeah, he's getting absolutely touched right now. And we're about to have another shot off because these 280mm 11-inch guns reload very, very quickly. He gets his bombs on us, and unfortunately for him, he just gets some shatters with his bombs. Nothing too special there. And we get another Citadel with the front guns, bringing our damage up to 65,000. That's our 4th Citadel of the game. We're also shooting down a lot of his planes. His planes are not having a good time either. And speaking of planes, the AA on this ship is very good. I mean, it's not very good, but it's good. It can do some things, as you guys can see there. And once again, there is another Citadel, bringing our damage up to 76,000. We got 5 Citadels so far. Shoot the back gun off at him. Let's see what we get there. And yeah, we get a double Citadel with the back gun. Down he goes. That's our first kill of the game on the enemy carrier. Tennessee is turning hard to starboard here. We send our torpedoes out there, and we are beginning to turn back in. I don't want to get smacked here. We got to be very careful, because those 14-inch guns that the Tennessee possesses are fully capable of absolutely wrecking us. But our torpedoes are also fully capable of wrecking us. And speaking of torpedoes, we also took 2 carrier torpedoes, which aren't really the end of the world there, so we're going to be okay. And here's where I start making some mistakes. You guys will see here in a second what I mean. Carrier gets another set of torpedoes off at a very weird angle. We're not going to question it. We're going to go ahead and DC that flood. But, yeah, what we're trying to do here is take out this Tennessee. Tennessee needs to die. He really does. He needs to die because he's causing nothing but problems for us. And unfortunately, we don't finish him. He gets a back gun off on us and another one. He does about 14,000 to us. Told you, those 14-inch guns, man, they've got smacking power. Although he's not going to Citadel us, but he's going to get a lot of penetrations with those 14-inch American guns. Now, here's the first mistake I made. I should have finished off the Tennessee. I should have finished off the Tennessee. If I would have shot the Tennessee, you guys will see why I should have shot the Tennessee, because things are going to happen here that I did not expect to have happen, but mistakes are made. You guys will see why. Now we're up to 140,000 damage, and because I did not take a shot on that Tennessee, the Tennessee killed me. Yep, he got a shot off with his back guns and took me down. But nonetheless, that was a hell of a match. We took down the Tennessee, we took down the carrier, 142,000 damage. We were just a battering ram, guys. We were literally just a battering ram. And that, in my opinion, is what the Scharnhorst is all about. Like, that right there. But nonetheless, everybody, I hope you all did enjoy it. If you guys did, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm looking forward to hearing back what you guys have to say. And anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Stay healthy, as always.